Hi everyone, Radu Andruseac from Flowtimize here, and today I'm excited to introduce you to someone who's been making waves in the world of coaching and training, Mihai Zant. Mihai is the founder and co-founder of multiple businesses like Career Shift, Coaching After School or Humanistic, and he's also an international executive coach with a passion for helping people thrive. We've been working together since 2022, and I've had the pleasure of supporting Mihai in upgrading his programs and creating impactful changes in his businesses. We started with coaching after school, but since then we've expanded to streamline other brands like Career Booster, Career Coaching Certification, Digiton, and Humanistic. But enough from me, let's hear directly from Mihai. Hi Mihai, great to have you here. How are you doing today?
Fine. Thank you, Radu, for inviting me.
Awesome. To kick things off, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, what you do, and who you help. And what is your current focus?
Yes, it's complex. So I'm an engineer at the base. I've done polytechnics in French. And this is one of the reasons I'm quite atypical as a coach. I keep a pragmatic, structured approach to coaching and then a very business oriented one. Although I can hold a space for people to really open up and, stay with their emotions and needs, it's usually starting with a very professionalized path, and talking business numbers in Roche or EBITDA, and then allowing, the person within the business to really unfold. And I have like three hats that are mainly, out there now. One is Humanistic, which is a B2B training company. We're working with large corporations or on their learning journeys, and we're delivering trainings from soft skills to leadership to Excel to team buildings. The other one is more B2C, which is Career Shift, and we're helping people to change careers, and we're training coaches to be career coaches within the same business. And the third one is Coaching After School, which is an incubator for coaches, and we're trying to help this cast and this coaching practice to be more professionalized in the overall market.
Nice, thank you. You've built such a variety of programs and businesses. How did you decide on the niches that you serve today? Your hats.
Well, I think, the most relevant is that I had a corporate job track, if you want, before starting anything, or track record in the corporate ladder. So I started with sales support, and then I've been in HR, and there I've done various roles from recruitment to training and to performance. And when I exited corporate, I've done also marketing, sales, managing the business, and all the other areas. And I, being in the training industry from the inside, I've basically bought all the nice programs in the market. I was exposed to international MBAs. So I knew what quality looks like, and what impact can education bring on professionals. And then I was exposed to coaching at a very large scale externally. And I knew I want to do coaching and training. I started with training because it's more pragmatic, and then I launched myself into coaching. And because I hated coaches, in the beginning, it seemed like, I always say that just to, I put gas on the fire, if you want, with that. Because it's growing so fast. Everybody is a coach now. And it was my way of asking for quality, and structure, from this kind of job. And I wanted to meet people that are really doing great stuff into coaching. And I avoided to brand myself as a coach, although I was prepared in that field and I had my certification. until I realized this can also be done well and have a good branding. And for that, I said, I need to coach people on what I know best, which is executive through my position and the executive MBA, then career, which I had experiences in my professional life, and then entrepreneurship, because I led an incubator. I am myself an entrepreneur. I know their struggles, I felt them, and I also help a lot of entrepreneurs bring results. So I really chosen pragmatic niches that are, measurable in impact, and that I have experience within.
Nice. Um, so let's get into coaching after school a little bit more. When we began working together, coaching after school was already a running project. Could you describe a bit where it was in terms of structure, delivery, and the time it required for you to manage it?
So what I did is I actually launched a very intuitive MVP. It was a winter, and I was moved by this, if you want, mission that ICF had. And ICF has this mission of being the golden standard in the coaching industry. I was in the board of ICF in the Romanian chapter as the director of development, and I was seeing around myself coaches that don't know how to sell themselves. They sell themselves short, and they're, before they are extraordinary coaches, some of them in skills, but they had zero structure in the way they are presenting themselves, and on the programs, on the process, on how they approach pricing, and their credibility in overall market. So I said, before understanding the power of the process and what you do in working, you should be able to also do a credible business out of it, and also be sustainable, because you don't have that much hours that are billable. It's hard to actually make a living just from coaching if you're not structuring that right. And most of the coaches on international stats are not making a living from coaching or just from coaching. So I said I need to help this, and I've launched that intuitively just in my network with people who wanted to do coaching, and it was I called it coaching after school, because the question was, okay, I'm doing a school, so what's after that? Because everybody is expecting to be placed like a red carpet after the school, and everything will unfold, and it's
Yes.
anything but that. And I started with two groups. A lot of people actually responded, which confirmed the need in the market. It was quite a proof of concept, and I built the program with them. Um, and I understood their worries, their needs, their structures in order to build the program.
Hmm. And in terms of structure, what did it look like?
So it was a program that was, it meant synchronous delivery. It had like four modules of 3-4 hours,
Hmm.
and an assistance that I was informally doing with some of the people there, and that was the form back then.
Hmm. Thanks. So, what was the context or the motivation behind you wanting to upgrade the structure for this program?
I wanted to reach more people. So, the coaching market definitely needs that. And the coaches that are finishing a school, or even, before starting a school, it's quite nice and useful to start with a business plan in mind if you want to monetize out of that. But especially after the school, if you want to make anything about that. And some are assumed. Some, okay, I will use coaching as a skill in leadership. I will use in my HR job. But what I know is the secret wish that I would want also to monetize out of it, to have a return on investment and work with people that are paying. And when people are paying, they are actually more motivated to work in the transformational than doing just pro bono hours. So this wish, if you want, was on everyone's mind while doing that. And I just wanted to reach more people and help them in their endeavors to do a side hustle out of coaching, or better reach the market into payable clients.
Sure. Mihai, could you walk us through the process of upgrading your program and how you experienced the transition?
So first, I liked your approach. I have a belief in my business operation, which is give first. And I know how I met you. There's a lot of people that are trying to do this kind of service of helping coaches do whatever. And I asked for help to improve our sites in Career Shift and in other places. And you provided a structured, knowledgeable feedback on what are some points we could improve, and I love that. And then you thoroughly follow through, in our encounters. And then I liked the way you're structuring what you're doing. And I was thinking, okay, let's start with the projects that can, I don't have energy to actually build up, and I need someone to build up with, and it could be end to end, in scaling. And that was Coaching After School, version 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which we designed to be international and reach more people and more coaches, and really be useful in a way that it's not taking as much time as it was taking before.
Mm-hmm. I remember we focused on keeping things as simple as possible, especially in terms of program structure and delivery. And many experienced coaches or business owners think they need a complicated setup to start recording their program materials, which can lead to procrastination. How did keeping things simple help you focus on delivering value and getting the upgraded program to market faster?
It's it was really helpful because I have this first, time is the most important for me. It's for most of my services, I'm selling time, and you cannot really scale that unless you're doing something that is simpler, recorded, self-paced. Second, it's that I had all kinds of preconception about, what would be needed from my side, in terms of marketing, in terms of program creation and everything, and providing a framework and, templates and all that really helps. And third, I had personal blockages in recording myself, which led to a bit of procrastination from my side also. But, your guidance through the process really helped. It's harder for me not to be in synchronous learning with whoever I'm working with in coaching or in training. And that was a milestone I needed to pass in order to upgrade the service.
Yeah, because most people think they need a big studio,
Yeah.
a team of helpers to help, or a lot of equipment to start recording materials, but when in fact all you need is a laptop and a good microphone.
Yeah, what needs to be said is that I changed the laptop and the microphone, and you actually helped me not procrastinate. And I bought a microphone. I was in Vietnam, and
Yes, I
why
remember
are you
that.
not buying that in Vietnam? And you chose me directly from a shop nearby. So it was I had no more excuses.
Yes,
On the
and
table.
it's also important to mention that Mihai also did part of the work while being away in another country or countries.
Yeah.
Cool. And after you launched the upgraded version, how long did it take to enroll the first few clients? What were the initial results?
I don't recall the numbers exactly now, but it went. I mean, the vibe was up after the proof of concept, and the moment we actually, put it out there, and we authentically did, the launch. People in our community subscribed automatically because it was well structured. You could see what's that, and it was a need we're on upon. And then of course it went, it went
Cascade.
in phases and scaling.
Okay. Let's touch a bit on numbers. What was the pricing when you first launched the coaching after school, and how did it change after the improvements you've made?
So I think in the first version it was something like 300 euros per participant, and it was a calculation of how would that work. I don't know, it was 300 or 400 back then, and then talking about the value and what's there in the program, and it's truth be told. I was not even aware on the whole differences between self-paced and managing the people that I mean we had those brainstorming discussions when we were trying to set the price, and my bar was still too low. But then when we realized the impact on a combined program, we understood that the main part of it is like maybe like 700-800, and then with the Q&A and the online mentoring for 1 year, an assistant plan, and having that much time of, the time together and the growth and actually working on the product is much more. So we reached $2,200 for the program as a package in the overall
Yes, because
service.
it's a hybrid version and it also contains live
Yeah.
support from your side.
Yeah.
I know your programs have helped hundreds of coaches and professionals achieve amazing transformations. For me, it's important to know that I'm helping you help others. So, if you could tell us a bit, one or two stories in terms of results from your clients that they achieved after going through coaching after school, because I know there are some very inspiring ones.
Yeah. I mean, I remember some. I know that there was this person, I will not disclose now, but then, and she was a great professional in sales, and she was not even a coach when she embarked coaching after school, but she was an overachiever and a great professional, and she then embarked to coaching schools just after. But being in the schools, she was already launching her programs in a group setting, and she had like 7x return on investment on the coaching after school in like 3 months after working together, and that is quite an achievement. I know some others that did quite on the same program. I know one person that did 3x in the first month. So the first package is launched, was quite impressive. And then in 3 months was 10x from the investment of the program. In incubating, a lot of people actually increased the pricing in terms of value on each sessions, and they got and that's only I said about myself that I'm starting with the numbers, but in the program we're actually starting with the mindsets, because when you're selling yourself as a coach is quite different from selling a product or a brand that is from a company or outside yourself, and that comes with all your fears and insecurities and imposter syndrome at the table. So most of the first effects of the program was that a lot of the people we've worked with shifted their mindsets and, were ready to assume this identity in a valid, impactful manner, and they could perceive their self-worth. And that's important because I suffered from that also. And the moment I assume myself, the results started appearing.
Nice. Uh, it's inspiring, really. I know more details about those results, and it's I'm really thankful for that you shared them. What would you say was the most impactful part of going through this work together? What specific changes in your approach allowed you to achieve the results you achieved?
Well, one, it was that it was an end-to-end kind of assistance. For me, it was important because if I needed to manage, I don't know, 7 collaborators, each doing a little bit of the pieces that I needed to actually mount the program, it was quite hard, and I was not having the energy at the time. I'm not having it now either.
Yeah,
So
it's a widespread problem for people that are really busy.
yeah. So, I mean, I think you really understood on how to frame the service in order to make it easy for me to bring value through what I do in terms of content and the program. From all the pre-prepared templates, from all the links between the marketing and the content, the platforms and everything. And that was really valuable. And then, having the patience and guiding me through the process when I was, procrastinating, not doing the things, it was not a pushy approach to all, not all, what we're doing. We have just 3 months, we didn't deliver it, it's, within time, this is not happening. So for me, it was quite important, the kind of partnership that it's based on the end result and on the value that was important.
Nice, thanks. Has our work influenced any other areas of your life or business beyond coaching after school?
Um, it unleashed the blockage of recording myself and having self-paced programs. I mean, programs that allowed me to build others that
Mhm.
were done
Because
in
I know now
in
you're doing that in a career shift a lot.
yeah. And others, I mean, I empowered other people at their turn to record. We had this European project
Mhm.
where we're doing helping young women entrepreneurs to reach, and we actually, in a partnership that was global, we did that through a self-paced training, and understanding the easier way in doing that actually helped me empower others to do it at their
Yes,
own and help
I
the women.
I remember that course has been filmed by several people, each
Yeah.
one with their modules, and we use the same structure, so it
Hmm.
all went smooth.
Yeah.
Cool. So, for anyone out there pondering about working with Flowtimize, what advice would you give them?
Well, to understand, I mean, if there are good professionals out there that want to go to the next level, their time is the most important resource. And especially in certain spaces, of the world, you may have this thing of bricolage, I mean, you're doing it your own,
Be it yourself.
do it yourself thing, here and there and there, and you end up to have something that is not glued together, and it may cost more in the longer run. So I believe that an integrated approach may be the solution that will help, better everything. And then, just lose this idea that I had it at some time, because I've seen courses that it may cost 20, 30,000 to do it in a complicated studio with multiple cuts. Whereas, bringing value to the customer, it can be much less than that. And you have a place to start and, tests your idea on a lower initial investment to really reach the people that you need, and they take the value out of that.
Nice. Thanks, Mihai. And lastly, if people want to reach out to you to learn more about your programs and what you do, what's the best way to connect with you?
So, if there are coaches watching, for sure it's Coaching After School as an incubator. Then it's Career Coaching Certification, which is the program for niches in career. Then the sites of Career Shift and Humanistic, and my own site, which is mihaizant.com. Where there is will, there is a way.
Mm-hmm.
We have LinkedIn, Instagrams, every platform. There is a way of reaching out.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, Mihai. I'm sure your story will inspire a lot of people who are looking to build or take their online programs to the next level. And I'm excited to see where your programs go next.
Thank you.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.